Trailblazers, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian. How you guys doing today? Welcome to a brand new video and welcome to the beautiful town of Novi Sad, Serbia. Yes, that is correct guys, I'm in Serbia right now and I'm here with a special guest.
Hey, what's up guys?
Janos from living ironically in Europe.
Nice to see y'all. So yeah, welcome to Novi Sad. This is the European capital of culture.
Right, yes, that's the official name it has. Anyway, me and Janos linked up. In today's video we decided it would be fun for a Russian and a Serb, Hungarian, to walk around Novi Sad to show you guys the side of Serbia that a lot of people actually are unaware of, I guess, because in my opinion Novi Sad is a sort of underrated destination in Europe. And also, one thing we want to do in this video as well is sort of talk about, you know, Serbia and Russia and overall Serbia being one of the last countries that still likes Russia in a sense.
A little bit too much Z.
Just to clarify, he's not Z.
No,
neither am I, right?
Far from it.
Right. However, the truth is that a lot of Serbians are, and essentially when people talk about Serbia, a lot of people assume that Serbia is, you know, when you come here, everybody essentially is very Z, everybody sort of supports Putin. It's actually not that true because...
Serbians are quite European. Like, there is the stereotype that Serbians are basically mini Russians and a Russian proxy, but that can be very much debated because there are both sides here that are some pro-Z, some anti-Z, and they differ quite more than the opinion in Russia on why they hold that stance.
Right, and Serbia, just like any country, is not a hive mind. What people think the exact same thing, and in general you meet all sorts of people there. So what me and Janos decided to do today is sort of walk around Novi Sad, give you guys a little tour, and also discuss, you know, Serbia in relation to Russia and what it's like in this, you know, very peculiar moment in history. So let's go.
Cheers, man.
So here we are in the very center of Novi Sad. This is the Trg Slobode, Freedom Square, exactly, just like in Tbilisi, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, all communist states, well, post-communist states have the same name for it.
Right, but this doesn't look much like communism at all, right? Because you know, a lot of people when they think of Serbia, they basically imagine Russia.
Yeah.
You know, just Commieblocks everywhere, and we'll probably see some Commieblocks today as well. However, this area right here, you know, looks very, very European and actually reminds me personally a lot of Prague.
Yeah. This area was a part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, so that's why the architecture here differs quite a bit. A lot of Novi Sad used to basically be leveled out to the ground, so outside of the center, you basically have Commieblocks, but the center was kept intact because it's like cultural and whatnot. So. And
not in many, you know, central locations of a Slavic city, you have like over Eastern European city, you have a Catholic sort of Gothic church in the very center, which is pretty cool. Well, I've actually been here in Novi Sad for a few days now and I've been enjoying it. But yeah, it's pretty nice, and you would never find a town like this in Russia, to be honest, that looks like this. I mean, maybe Kaliningrad?
Really?
Because that's like, you know, used to be Europe, used to be Germany.
Fair. It is just basically Austro-Hungarian. This place was kind of kept to its own empire in a sense. It resembles a lot of the buildings that you can find in Vienna and Budapest as well.
Right.
Sorry, can I take a picture with
you? Oh yeah, sure. Well guys, you know, here's another thing, right, that I want to point out when we discuss like Serbia being Z or whatever, right? I was getting a bunch of comments from people, from Westerners, saying, you know, Roman, watch out in Serbia, they're all Z there, they're gonna like beat you up on the street. And that's like really not the case, because I actually have so many fans there, it's actually kind of crazy. I get recognized here all the time.
No, when we were walking down in Belgrade, there would be like, I think 4 or 5 people, even more, that would just come to Roman, hey, let's take a picture.
Right. And I'm not saying this to like flatter my ego or anything.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just trying to say that a lot of young people here, they basically share, you know, these sort of European views that a lot of, you know, Westerners do, and it's not like, you know, I'm like the enemy of the state here or something, and where people come out, when I go out on the street, people, you know, want to beat me up because he's that guy who hates Putin. That's not what it's like at all, and I get love in Serbia, which is, you know, not surprising for me because I've already been here in 2021, I've already vlogged in Serbia before, but me, I guess, being a Russian guy with the views that I have, still getting, you know, love and appreciation here just shows you that Serbia is not that Z in general. Well, not everybody is Z, at least.
Yeah, when it comes to Serbia, there's more of an appreciation about Russian culture and Russia as not really as a political state, like not the politics, but basically what it used to stand for, like the Empire of Russia, because Russia used
it's
to...
It's a sort of a pan-Slavic thing in a way, right?
In a way. It was because Russia basically liberated Serbia and Bulgaria from the Ottomans. So from there on, it's like, oh, Orthodoxy, Slavic language, we're brothers. So that's where it comes from. That sort of Z vibe isn't so much in the same sense political like it is in Russia. It's more of like we're supporting each other, I guess, in a pan-Slavic state, but also because Serbia it's had a turbulent history with NATO.
Yeah.
So they're taking it as we're sticking it to them by supporting the opposition,
Yeah, this is one thing I noticed as well when I was in Serbia last time, when I was walking in Belgrade. Even back then, they had they were selling magnets with like Putin and stuff. Yeah. And as far as I understand, to a lot of Serbian people, especially those who have lived through the NATO bombings or whatever, Putin is seen as this sort of, as this force that's sort of opposing America's hegemony in the world or whatever. And sort of as a result is defending Serbia in a way, you know what I mean? It's kind of like this, they have been wronged by the US in one or other way. And historically, they see Russia as a sort of as this beacon of hope. And meanwhile, yes, they fail to realize that, the Russia's shortcomings and what is actually going on, which is annoying, but,
Well, here people haven't really lived in Russia. They didn't really know it. So they have this very rosy-eyed picture of it where they see Putin as sort of defending traditionalism, Christianity, whatnot, those Orthodox values. So a lot of boomers here especially love Putin. One of my grandmothers actually had a calendar with Putin's picture on there.
Right, yeah.
So it kind of comes from there. Not so much supporting the war in Ukraine, but just these values that they think Putin has.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time, while you do have these types of people, you also have a very big, I would say even a majority that opposes what Putin stands for and just this whole shit show. Because on the street you'll see, Z, and then someone will come and rewrite it, put something else, and someone's gonna come again, put a Z, someone's gonna rewrite it.
Yes, it's actually one thing I noticed in Belgrade as well when I was walking there. They have there's people walking around with Z t-shirts, and I've seen people walking around with Ukraine t-shirts on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, Serbia is a neutral nation, so you have a very wide spectrum of political beliefs here. It's just, the thing is that the loud minority is unfortunately the loudest.
When it comes to the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, Serbia has actually been... Oh, Russian license plate, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think Serbia has been, the government at least, has been rather pro-Ukrainian. In a sense, no?
Yeah,
with
it
its
was
statements.
Actually, in the leaked files that was on that Walmaus Discord, if you remember.
Okay.
So it turns out Serbia was actually sending weapons and ammunition to Ukraine secretly. But Serbia proclaims itself as a neutral nation because of its own thing with Kosovo, whatnot. And a lot of Serbia's support for Russia comes in because they're supporting their claim on Kosovo, which is a huge deal here.
Yeah.
It's kind of coming out of using Russia as leverage rather than actually believing in these ideals so purely.
Right. And
yeah, there we go.
Speaking of which.
So see, someone here wrote a Z, and then someone came in and basically
crossed it. And they also said Slava Rosi, so glory to Russia. Yeah, somebody crossed that as well. And here it says Donbass something. It probably said...
yeah, I think it says Ukraine.
Oh, okay, so they're basically covering everything, yeah. I think it said Donbass is Ukraine, and somebody covered that, but then somebody covered the Z as well. Yeah. So yeah, the war of, people's, public opinion is happening on the walls of Novi Sad and Belgrade.
Yeah, the Eastern Cultural War.
You could say that even the fact that Z was crossed out by somebody shows that the opinions are not very one-sided here. And once again, my knowledge of history here is slightly limited, I guess, but as far as I understand, throughout history, Russia hasn't really wronged Serbia.
No.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of it comes from that as well, because obviously a lot of the nations of, the post-Soviet nations, they perceive the times of USSR as a sort of colonialism and occupation, and I totally understand that. I respect that point of view. A lot of people there have, these feelings of animosity towards Russia and what it represents. However, in Serbia, that's not really the case.
Yeah, and here it's the opposite, basically, because the Serbs sort of got liberated by the Russians back in the, I think, 19th century it was.
Yeah.
From the Ottomans, so there's that, and also World War II. But when the Soviet army came here, there was still the same shit that was happening in Germany and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So some people have sort of a mixed opinion regarding that as well. But it mostly comes from the 19th century.
And there you go. This is what an average commie block you know, sort of backyard looks like here in Novi Sad, Serbia. We left the European section and now we're in the Yugoslav section. So I assume like this area as well would be some more like old European architecture.
It used to be. Back in the day, Novi Sad, like before World War I, used to be the biggest Serbian city in the world.
Okay.
So it was like built in all of this Austro-Hungarian architecture, but after the war, it was like so leveled that they just decided, fuck it, let's go a whole new direction with it.
And now there's some garages. Very, very nice. You know, once again, whenever I'm like in areas like this, I kind of feel like I'm at home, because like...
Really?
I don't know, this is like exactly the same. People,
Really?
you know, parking their cars, whatever, sort of these garages. This is a school as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Or a
that's an
kindergarten.
Well, I think this is an elementary school.
Off camera as well, I was able to tell that there's a school there. I was able to tell that a random building is a school, just because of how like similar this stuff looks to Russia, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But actually, to be honest, in my opinion, a lot of the Commieblocks in Serbia actually kind of look better than they do in Russia. They kind of look like, I don't know how to exactly describe it. I guess it's like more sort of a, just the design itself seems like it's less soulless kind of.
Oh, okay.
It's like more for the community in a sense, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So,
Well, I mean, that is kind of what they were going for originally, to make it these modern cities for the people, by the people.
Yeah.
You know, the only problem is sometimes the walls are paper thin.
right.
So,
Yeah, I've already experienced that when we
really?
had a house party at your place, or you know, your friend's place. Yeah, that's one thing you gotta, you know, sacrifice when you live in a commie block. You kind of do sacrifice in privacy a little bit, which is, I guess, you know, kind of symbolic of, you know, communism and these, you know, dictatorial systems in itself. That you had to sacrifice privacy a little bit as well. All right, here we are, coming up to the embankments of Novi Sad, and once again, here's the point that I wanted to make. Check out just how many people actually own bikes here, which is really, really cool, because in Novi Sad, pretty much everywhere, you have bike lanes, and you know, traversing the city on a bike is actually very, very comfortable. Therefore, people actually do ride bikes in it. Yeah.
I mean, this here is the Danube, which keeps going. Over here, they also do like basically cruises across the Danube. So they start from Germany and they go all the way to the Black Sea. So these big cruise ships are actually starting off way inside Europe and just going down the floor.
Right. So if you're any of, you know, the white people who have, you know, Schengen visas, you can go and take a trip. But I'll be doing that sometime later, maybe in my life. Well, you know, one thing that actually always sort of, in a sense, interested me, one thing that I found fascinating about Serbia in particular is because I really like this sort of mix of the commie stuff and the European stuff, because we're gonna actually be going over there to that fortress right there. It's really beautiful, really, really cool. Just this mix of, you know, the communist stuff and the European, you know, historical stuff. I think it's awesome. And, you know, Serbia is definitely like an underrated place to visit, to be honest. So yeah, here we are. We're about to cross the Danube River, yes, and technically we're leaving Novi Sad and going to Petrovaradin, which is where the fortress is located. Here we're actually getting pretty close to it, and you already kind of can see what I'm talking about with the, you know, this juxtaposition of Serbia, where we have these, you know, commie blocks over here, but then this sort of it actually reminds me a lot of Czechia as well.
Czechia, yeah?
This place right here, yeah. Funnily enough, this area actually kind of like reminds me of St. Petersburg a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. There's some areas in the city center that kind of look like this. Even like the road and then like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like if you've been to St. Petersburg, like even all of this looks familiar, you know what I mean? It's a bit nostalgic for me even, you know? Yeah, what's up? Hi.
What's up, bro?
What's good?
What's good? Hey, by the way,
Hey, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. I saw your video with Benjamin, with Vol.
Yeah.
Okay, it was many time ago. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good, yeah.
Well, continue your journey, man. And
Thank you, man. Bye-bye. There you go, once again, get in love out here in Novi Sad. It's really, really nice. I mean, it's kind of funny because like, I remember when I was in Belgrade 2 years ago, literally people were coming up like to me on the street and saying that they grew up watching my videos.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought, you know, damn, I'm fucking old. That's really, you know, what I thought, but it is cool to hear. All right, time for workout.
Hell yeah.
Going up. How you feeling?
Exhausted.
Cardio, bro, yeah.
Listen, I grew up in flat terrain. This is not what I'm used to.
Of course, I mean, I grew up on flat terrain too. Chelyabinsk, even though it's near the Ural Mountains, the city itself is rather plain. So, Yeah, but in Europe, if you want to have a view, you gotta walk the fuck up, so.
They actually have tunnel passages, which you could explore back in the day. They closed them off, and maybe we still, yeah, they closed it off.
Damn.
So here, you go down there, there's like an entire tunnel going throughout the fortress.
Nice, nice.
So when we were kids, we would basically come here and just explore that shit.
Where's the hammer, bro? Let's fucking... How come everything is closed when I come, bro? Like, it's like the entire half of Novi Sad is also like being repaired that I came here.
Bad luck, man, bad luck.
So yeah guys, here we have a bit of a view. We didn't actually come up to the very top yet. We will, but I don't know. I think it's really, really pretty. You know, Janos told me that this is basically, you know, Hungarian or Austro-Hungarian type of architecture. Again, it really actually reminds me a lot of Czech Republic for some reason. So like certain areas in Prague kind of look like this spot right here. But yeah, another thing, right, that I kind of wanted to touch upon is Serbia, you know, has also like become a place of refuge for a lot of anti-Putin Russians or just Russians in general that are trying to flee from the country right now and like establish a new life somewhere else. Serbia is, you know, one of those countries that allows Russians entrance visa-free, so and it's pretty like relatively easy to actually legalize here and basically like get a residency or whatnot. So Serbia is like among Armenia, Georgia, and other certain post-Soviet countries like Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, like where a lot of Russians are going right now and sort of settling. Montenegro as well. What actually would be interesting is that, once again, you know, we've been talking about, you know, Serbia being Z and whatnot, but actually what's sort of interesting is that most Russians that are coming here right now, they're not Z. No. So for them it's sort of weird. What happens here a lot in Serbia actually, for example, is Russians actually throw anti-Z sort of pro-Ukrainian rallies here, and we've actually seen one when we were out in Belgrade on the streets.
Yeah, we were in Belgrade and they had like the different Russian flag. What was it, the white with
yeah,
the blue stripe?
white, blue, white, yeah.
And they were also, well, commemorating Navalny as well over there. So you do have that democratic liberty to express your political beliefs.
Yeah, like freedom of protest in Serbia is like way more than in Russia. I mean, in Russia it's not existent at this point pretty much, but yeah, it is pretty cool. Although once again, like it is a little bit weird in general. I think for a lot of Russians here, it's a little bit weird when in Serbia, essentially they appreciate you for being Russian, but a lot of people don't support like anti-Putin Russians in a sense, and it's a bit of a strange position.
It is. Either way, like Russians here in Serbia are welcome, be they pro-Putin or anti-Putin. It's just a lot of Serbs see Russians as brothers. That's basically it.
Yeah. I mean, as in general, I think Russians share this sort of like affection for Serbs as well. Ironically enough, Serbia is providing refuge to anti-Z people right now, and sort of, you know, in a way helping them like make something out of their lives in a time where, you know, it's very hard for Russians to essentially move or you know, settle in a lot of countries. The way I kind of feel about it is since Serbs have this sort of historical gratitude to Russians or whatever, and at one point I guess Russia helped out Serbia. Maybe now Serbia is in or the Serbian people are in a sense sort of given back by sort of allowing and, you know, helping out these people here.
Well, I mean, also for a lot of Serbs, they weren't in that different of a position a couple of years ago. Like in the 90s, Serbia, well, Yugoslavia was basically sanctioned, much like Russia was. Yeah, so they kind of know what the struggle is, so they don't really want to have other people, especially people who they see as brothers, suffer the same way. You know?
I guess, in a sense, since, you know, the people here sort of went through sort of similar stuff at some point, maybe there is a bit of empathy in a sense there as well, which, you know, personally as a Russian, I cannot, you know, do anything but appreciate. So, yeah. And here we are, guys, going into the catacombs.
Maybe we can actually open it up as well. You used to be able to. Oh, I think you can. Yeah.
Goddamn, I mean...
Yeah, wait, I'll put it
This is like super sus now, you know, going into the fucking sewers.
Like, it goes all around throughout, so you have like tunnels going up.
Thing is, I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a trouble with, you know.
Fair.
And also, I don't want to get this shit messed up. But guys, you know, 50,000 likes, this video's not gonna get that, so that's the whole point. 50,000 likes, I'm gonna go in there and, you know, I'm gonna move there. There we go, 50,000 likes, let's do it.
Well, certainly cheaper than the average rent here, so...
For sure, yeah.
But did they look up? I think you can enter and pass through.
Oh yeah, we can actually check out what the souvenir shop has here, right?
Oh yeah. In Novi Sad, they're not as extreme.
They're not as Z, yeah. I actually noticed that. In Belgrade, there's a lot more Z stuff in souvenir shops for sure. So here you have Yugoslav flag. Zdravo. Novi Sad stuff. Yeah, I mean, no Putin, no Z.
No.
Good. That's good. Because, yeah, like, I already said, in Belgrade I've seen some weird shit, like a Ukraine flag on a souvenir shop selling Putin mugs. So I was like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Putin mugs, Putin magnets, Putin shirts,
Right.
keychains as well, whatever you want.
So yeah, here you have a bunch of restaurants up there on the up here on the fortress as well. Real nice. I've actually had a beer here a few days ago. One thing that needs to be mentioned also about this fortress, Petrovaradin, is that it's actually the site of apparently one of the biggest music festivals in Europe called Exit.
But yeah, annually people here gather. It's throughout this entire complex over there.
Yeah.
You have different music genres and whatnot. One of the memes is that David Guetta has been coming every single year.
Yeah.
So,
David Guetta is a proud Serb.
yeah, basically.
But yeah, I do like this area as well. It's pretty. I actually do again get sort of SPB vibes from this. Also, kind of feels like some areas in Prague a little bit to me. Maybe.
Czech license plate over there.
There you go. We are in Prague. Yes. So here we are, pretty much on this at the. Well, this is not the edge of it, but like, you know, at the edge of the upper part. And you can see like the actual wall of the fortress. This would be like the row, or what the fuck is it in English? I don't know. A lot of Serbs dislike this festival.
Yeah.
Why?
They see it as sort of like also super Western. They see it like a bunch of degenerates come and do drugs, you know. So like,
Okay. Well, next year Shaman is gonna be performing, so.
oh, that would be awesome. I'd go 100%.
Damn.
Serbski.
Yes, Serbski, yeah. And here, guys, you can see the beautiful view and everything. And this, I think, you know, if I'm struggling to find an apartment in Novi Sad.
There you go. That'll be €100.
Yeah. $1,000 rent in Tbilisi. If any of y'all, you know, struggling to find a place, you know, to hide from mobilization, there we go. You can see my house from here. Alright guys, well, here we are. We checked out the Petrovaradin Fortress here in Novi Sad. Very, very beautiful, very, very nice views. It was a lot of fun. However, me and Janos are very hungry now, so we're gonna go back to the town and get some food, because here we don't wanna, you know, get the touristy prices. So we wanna eat like a local. So let's do that, and we'll see you there. Yeah, so here we are walking on the bridge, and here we have a Z. This used to be a Z. Here's another one. That used to be another one. And that as well, probably.
Check out the flags though.
Oh shit, oh damn. God damn. Well, here we are, guys. Well, we're talking about how Serbia is not Z, and now look at this. We have a fucking... This is apparently some... So wait, their name of their party is literally Serbia's Radical Party?
Yeah.
Damn.
So they're the right wing. They don't even make it to the parliament anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just autistic screeching at this point.
Yeah, so they have a flag of Russia and Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republic and Novorossiya, I guess, this one, which is like, again, like a flag for, you know, the breakaway, like, regions of Ukraine that, like, want to join Russia. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, yeah, this is like, this would be the Z headquarters.
Yeah, Z headquarters.
In Novi Sad. I don't know, man. Novi Sad is just a nice metropolitan city. Like, I'm here in the center, and you know, even though this is like a town with a population of about 300,000+, you know, compared to an average Russian town of 300,000, this is like fucking New York or something, or like Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just really, really cool. I'm enjoying Novi Sad, to be honest, and I think it's once again, like I already said in the start of the video, a very underrated tourist destination. So maybe give Serbia a shot, will ya? We stopped off here at a local eatery that locals go to, because Janos knows the stuff, knows the places. The price is actually pretty decent here, because the one thing I also noticed about Serbia compared to when I was here 2 years ago, inflation's hitting everybody in Serbia as well. Like, the prices have actually gone up with everything, taxis and food and everything. So, you know, it's nice to eat at an affordable place for a change, because most of the places I go to be honest, I'm probably getting scammed. Really. Very good, guys. I don't know how to drink beer, apparently. Serbian beer, by the way. Pretty decent. And I just spilled it again. I really should be looking at what I'm worst YouTuber, guys. So here's our meal. I got cevapi, which is basically like Serbian kebabs, which are really good. And I gotta say, you know, meat in Serbia is really, really good. And he got this massive dick. What is this?
It's a Karageorgia schnitzel, which is basically like a chicken Kiev.
Yeah. We're gonna indulge in a sec.
A few moments later.
Alright gamers, that is pretty much gonna be it for our today's video, for our Novi Sad trip. Me and Janusz, I think, gave you a pretty decent tour of the city. Talks about important issues, so hopefully you got something out of that. If you guys did enjoy today's video, slap the like on it. Also make sure to check out his channel.
Thank you.
He makes good shit. Maybe I'll make an appearance on his channel as well.
Hell
so
yeah,
be on the lookout for that. And yeah guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. These mosquitoes are killed. Alright guys, subscribe to know if you got killed by that bee or not. See you in the next video. Peace.